Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective. And today we're going to be reviewing Summer House Martha's Vineyard, the final episode of the season to Martha. But before we get into that, I've got a couple housekeeping items I need to cover. Let's get into that first. First things, this is a growing channel and I need your help. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and make sure you get down in the comments and give me your perspective as well. It'll really help your girl grow her channel. I also want to shout out up and coming YouTuber as well in the up and coming YouTuber spaces. Her name is Miss Kira Speaks. Miss Kira Speaks has a lot of encouraging content. She's giving yoga instructor, meditation therapist kind of thing. She has a series called Pajama Sundays, and it's just really encouraging. And it's helpful. It's helpful content. So anyway, she also does some reality TV as well, but she does kind of break up a little bit of the monotony. So check out Miss Kira Speaks. Again, we're building community over here. So shout out to Kira. Also I want to give another shout out to D Movie Man. He is a real one, y'all. Check out his channel. And then he's just an all around good person. So check him out. I want to give a special birthday shout out to Miss Lakeisha Gadsden. Happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday. Shout out to you. It was June 25th, I believe. June 25th. So Cancer season. Gang. Gang. Okay. Send me your birthdays. I'd love to shout you out. Send me your usernames if you just subscribed. I'd love to shout you out. Also, happy birthday to Shayna. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Miss Mama is on the road to 1,000. Y'all go subscribe to her channel. Check her channel out if you haven't already. Cancer season. Gang. Gang. Okay. Let's get into this review. Okay, so I recorded my review at least 3 times for this show. The first time I didn't like my hair, the second time it was too long. I just had a lot going on. So I'm up now. It is 5 in the morning. But we're going to crank these babies out, okay? We're going to crank it out. So Alex is, again, this is the last 2 days that they're going to be at the house, and Alex has been tasked with planning their bon voyage party, to say the least. You know what? Throughout the whole episode, when I was watching Alex in confessionals, I was rolling my eyes. I think it was because I'm finally seeing that pretentious personality that he has. I don't think I was really recognizing it prior, but I'm actually seeing it. I was seeing it in this episode, and he wasn't even doing anything in particular, but I was just rolling my eyes because I could just hear it. So I finally hear what a lot of people have been saying about Alex. So Alex is inviting different musical artists. There's going to be cocktails, there's going to be wine, there's going to be lots of things. It's a black tie event. Everybody looks amazing. They're getting dressed. This is just a night where we look good, we dance, we have a wonderful time, and we kiss the summer goodbye, basically. Alex is planning a special surprise for Nick, and that special surprise is his girlfriend, Tasia. She's gonna come. And so Jason's cousin is coming. It's just a lot of different family members are coming to be again on the show because that wouldn't happen on a real vacation. So they're being able to invite all their family and friends to, kiss the summer goodbye on the show. Prior to as Alex is planning for the party, everyone else is getting ready to go on this heritage trail, which was a trail to highlight a lot of the historical pieces, historical facts of Oak Bluffs, which is we already talked about it, is black a black area, a black settlement, a black kind of an area where it was predominantly black. And the tour guide was saying that Oak Bluffs was one of the first, if not the first, uh, area that allowed black people to own private property. So it was really interesting to hear about that. A good time was had by all but the usual suspects. Okay, a good time was had by all at the party except for the usual suspects and the typical fallout because of the usual suspect. I did want to point out Jordan. So I really like Jordan. I like her a lot, but I had to call Jordan out real quick because just last episode she was crying about being sexualized and feeling objectified. Now, I get I'm not one of those women who think that a woman has to dress a certain way in order to get respect and things like that. I don't think that. I think a woman can dress however she wants and does whatever she wants, and she still needs to earn and she still needs to get respect from other people as a human being. But this I don't want to call it a spectacle she made last week, but it was very it drew a lot of attention, and it was very poignant. And so for her to be sitting with Nick talking to him, he's talking about double-breasted suits. Again, this is a black tie event. They're talking about double-breasted suits, and here she goes saying, "Well, I have double breasts." The joke was funny, but also, weren't you just saying that you don't want to be objectified and sexualized? I I just it it was too soon, sis. It was too soon. It was too soon. Jordan is feeling relieved and reassured with her relationship in regards to her relationship with Jasmine because, you know, for the last couple months, I guess, prior to their vacation, Jasmine has kind of just been giving her this, perfect catty persona and not really being herself when Jordan can see that it's not perfect. So Jasmine is talking to Jordan about the argument where Silas was telling her that she effing can't iron clothes and just being really disrespectful to her and how, he wanted to talk about them damn pants. And I went on a rant last week about them damn pants. If he don't shut the hell up. And she finally said what needed to be said today. So with that being said, let's get into the usual suspects. First is Jasmine and Silas. We'll talk about Bria and her shenanigans later, but let's get to the main event. So Jasmine and Silas. Jasmine is running around frantically, right? Trying to get things put in place. She is starting early or starting that morning, and it was Jasmine, Jason, Silas, Amir in the kitchen. Silas is cooking his own food, and he was like, "Man, I'm hungry, man." Jasmine sucks her teeth and walks away. And I guess that was a signal for him to be passive aggressive, saying that Jasmine didn't make his breakfast. He's talking about having a routine for vacation and that he is still in the routine. And what I don't understand is that when you go on vacation, that means your routine, you break away from your usual routine. And I don't necessarily know if it's about routine. Okay, so let's get into my thoughts because they are really trying to hold back, but I might as well. Let me just dive in. Ooh, I'm about to dive in. Oh, wait a minute. Are we singing his songs? Was he a little rape? He a little grapey? Anyway, that was Trey Songz, allegedly. He a little grapey. Silas and Jasmine have decided to operate under gender norms, okay? And those gender norms are the man goes to work, the woman stays home, she cooks, she cleans, she, does all of the things that, old school, very 1940s, 50s, 60s woman would do. And so that requires Silas to Silas is the only one benefiting from this relationship. And before I get into anything, Jasmine, if you want to survive this relationship, dear heart, you need to get you a job. You're going to need, and I use my words intentionally. If you want to really and truly survive this relationship, love, you going to have to get you a job and start contributing to the house, because Silas is that kind of man that on mad day, he will he will go there. He will threaten your livelihood and potentially take it away from you. So she Jasmine is frustrated because Silas is, wanting her to continue to cook for him while they're on vacation, and iron his clothes while they're on vacation, like just doing all these things. And I'm like, what's the fine line between a maid and a wife? Like, when you work in these gender norms, these old gender norms, there is a fine line between wife. Matter of fact, at this point, Jasmine is a maid, and Silas is the only one that's benefiting from it. And Jasmine ultimately says that later on in the night. She's like, he was like, if we treat our routines like a necessity, and I'm jumping ahead, if we treat our routines like a necessity and not an option, it'll work smoothly. No, for you, because you're on the receiving end. You're not washing your clothes, you're not ironing your clothes, you're literally just going to work like every other person in America. And then you have this personal assistant, this maid, who's coming home that you're taking care of, so to speak. But I mean, you would have, that's your wife, right? So Jasmine calls her grandma. Her grandma was like, where is he? And she's like, I'm just trying to get through it. Jasmine says that she grew up watching the Huxtables. And I said, sweetheart, Claire would never. But we, we stepping back. I feel really bad for Jasmine. I really do. I really do. So after the trail, right? They are coming home. She's frantically trying to go run and rush and do an errand, right? Prior to her running that errand, it looks like she set things up so that as soon as she got back home, all she had to do was put her dress on and be ready for the party. And she was already preparing food for Silas so that when he got hungry, because this is like a child, it's giving child vibes. It's giving very much, let me prep my food for my son so that when I know, so I can go run an errand, go do what I got to do. And when he's hungry, he can go in the kitchen. He don't got to cook nothing. He just put it on a plate, right? Silas did not like that. And this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Probably one of the most ridiculous things. Silas is mad because Jasmine asked Amir to finish off cooking, right? So, not that Silas went without food, it was Silas didn't like the fact that Jasmine specifically was not the one serving him his food, right? It was not the fact that Amir was cooking and brought him food, or he had to come in and get his own food, which either way, are you hungry or nah? Like, what do you want to eat or nah? She went out of her way to even just set it up so that you could eat. If that's the routine, if the routine is just you eating, and see, that's why I call BS on this routine. He calls it a routine, but it's a tactic to control. It's a tactic to control and push her into submission. That's what this is. Because again, if the routine is that you eat at a certain time, food was ready. Why does it matter who is the person bringing you the food? So he's in a tizzy, right? Food is ready. Amir done finished off the food. Jasmine had to go run an errand. He's like, where's she at? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where did she go? Where did she go? I'm like, okay, here we go. He calls her on the phone to ask her where the iron is. That's another tactic. Not asking her where the iron is. He trying to listen to her background to see what she talking about and where she going. He want to see where she at and why the hell she left and didn't tell him, right? So she's frantically coming back from running the errand and you can literally see on her face that she is like panicked. She gets in. She's trying to, make small talk with him. Silas is pissed. He's like, I had to iron my own clothes. I had to iron my own clothes. I had to get ready with no assistance from you. Your clothes were laid out. You ironed your own clothes. You got, sir, you are an adult. So for someone who sat up and tried to lecture Jason on how you were a leader and all this other foolishness, you can't get dressed on your own? Silas is probably one of I mean, I'm just so sick and tired of these despicable ass husbands. These are some despicable ass husbands. He tweeted out saying that, the way that I talked to my wife was unacceptable. But Silas, I just think that you're saying that now because everyone's calling you out. He was trending, and the only reason why you were trending is because of the bullshit. Like that's it. So Silas is in a tizzy because he had to iron his own clothes, and he's mad about that. And he keeps saying, "I just want acknowledgement." What do you want her to acknowledge? What do you want her to acknowledge? That I wasn't there to you to press your pants like you wanted me to? Like, Silas, I need you to Jasmine, you gonna need to get you a job. And I recognize that and I'm standing 10 toes on this. I recognize that what Silas is doing is a form of um grooming, priming her to get her into submission. So I am fully aware that if Jasmine were to try to go get a job, Silas would come up with all kinds of excuses for her, and reasons as to why she shouldn't get a job. But Jasmine, love, if you're gonna stay in this relationship and it looks like you still there, dear. Looks like you still there. You need to you gonna need to get a job. You need to get a job. We get to the party. Everyone's having a really great time. Alex performs a song with his brother that he wrote. Everyone's drinking, having a really good time. Simon is turning up. Simon is Bria's boyfriend. He getting white boy wasted. Y'all know how white people do. Okay, white people get the woohooing and taking off their clothes and yelling and carrying on. Simon jumps in the pool with all his clothes on, with his whole suit on, Rolex and everything. Just he just white boy wasted, right? Just doing his thing. Bria's like, I don't know what the heck is going on. He need to chill. So some of Bria's BS was a catalyst that got Jasmine and Silas going again. Again, typical, usual suspects, right? So Alex is giving a speech, and as he's giving a speech, Tasia, which is Nick's girlfriend, walks up to surprise him. Tasia is a cute girl. She gives real classy bass. And everybody was looking like, oh, Nick's girlfriend is so cute. I was Jordan. If your girl only knew, if you only knew you was single, okay, in real life, really single. We've all seen that before. It's typical. We've seen that so many times. A guy is trying to talk to every girl that he meets, being crossing the line, being inappropriate, and later on you find out that he's got a girlfriend, and it's like, oh, I've had a girlfriend for 2 years. But you was what? Anyway, so everyone's having a good time, and Bria decides to take it upon herself to go and be messy. Now, here's the thing. It's a fine line when you go to talk to a girl about her man, because she could either cuss you out, or she could either be like, thanks, sis, I appreciate it. I personally would err on the side of caution with a woman that I do not know, because chances are she already knows. Okay, chances are she already knows, and now you embarrassing her, so that embarrassment and that anger and that rage and that frustration and resentment that she feels towards a man is gonna come out on you, and I don't have time. So if it was a woman that I knew, then yes, I'd absolutely tell her. I'd risk it. But if it's a woman that I don't know, I'm not about to tell her. But Bria decides to pull Tasia aside and tell her, just for the hell of it, so she can be messy. She sits her down and she's like, oh, so, Nick didn't tell us that you guys were dating until like 2 weeks in, which y'all only were here for 2 weeks, so the second week of being here. And Nick is like lurking around, looking scared and nervous. Y'all know how it is. He looking scared and nervous. Like, what Bria about to say? Your thing, Tasia, your things are over here. If you wanna come get them, right? Exactly, Nick. Exactly. Nick, absolutely. I think it's who is it? Alexander. Alex. He put up that Nick looked like an aardvark. He really does look like an aardvark with glasses, y'all. He really does. So Bria says, yeah, he didn't tell us until the second week, and he's been getting in all the women's DMs. I mean, she just goes right into it. Don't just right into it. I don't know if y'all caught that. Bria says, "Oh man, this place has been rehab for me." And Tasia was like, "But you have a drink." She reaches forward and tries to pull it away from her. She's like, "No, I mean like rehab in terms of like emotions and things like that." I was like, "Tasia, you finna okay?" I mean, I don't know how I would have felt about that. I guess that's anyway. She seems like a really genuine girl. She really does, and she's too good for Nick. Let's just put it out there. Tasia is receiving all the information. She's looking kind of shocked, a little surprised, but she keeps her composure. She's on TV. She doesn't want to look like Boo Boo the Fool. Because, sweetheart, because I don't believe what Tasia says. She says, yeah, Nick has been forthcoming with me about all of his interactions and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, but has he? And if he has, you gonna stick beside that? Okay. Yeah. It's giving bird. It's giving bird energy. But what can we do? That's she wanna pick up bird. That's what she wanna do. It's giving bird energy. She real classy, but it's classy bird. Classy bird. Well, after Bria decides to try to throw a wrench in Nick's relationship, she then goes and terrorizes Simon. Y'all, I don't understand why she is with Simon. Wait, I don't understand why Simon is with her. Let me double back that. I know why Bria is with Simon. I don't know why Simon is with Bria. I guess she wanted him to watch the dog, which I don't know. She wanted him to watch the dog. It's always about that damn dog. Always about that goddamn dog. She wanted him to watch the dog, but the way that she told him to watch the dog was more like bossy. It was more like telling instead of asking, and Simon didn't like that. So she pulls him aside outside and she's like, what the hell's going on? You need to cut it out. You're not being yourself. And I guess she was saying that you're not being your usual do whatever I say person. I don't know. Cussing him out. Just shut the up. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. And Simon was like, "You're not gonna talk to me like this, right?" Summer. Summer decides to come out and intervene. Summer, I understand you are all kumbaya and nam nam yen reye kyo, but sweetheart, get out of people's business. Get out of couples' business. That's one thing you just don't want to get involved in, love. It's just one thing you don't want to get involved in. She comes out, she's trying to be the medium, trying to say, you guys can work through this. And I understand her intention, right? I do. But you're dealing with Bria. She is not a rational person. She's manipulative. She's a brat. She's very spoiled, self-centered, self-absorbed. There's a lot going on that you, Summer, cannot fix. Okay. Bria's still pissed. She's getting upset. She leaves. She walks into the house. She's going around telling people that Simon is despicable and she doesn't want him in the house. And I said, this is what Bria does. She goes and she starts trying to she starts rallying troops using really definitive language, strong language to get people to be on her side so that they'll start doing her bidding. Jordan answers the summon, right? She summons Jordan. Jordan goes to run to protect her and they start talking, and Bria reveals to us that she feels like Summer wants Simon. Now, while Jordan and Summer, I'm getting names mixed up. Now, while Jordan and Bria are upstairs talking, and Bria says that she thinks Summer wants Simon, Summer is downstairs with Simon telling him that he can work it out with Bria. You guys love each other, da 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 da. And I'm like, sis, only if you only knew that Bria think that you want her man. Jordan is also co-signing with Bria. Yeah, shouldn't she be siding with you? Why is she siding with Simon? It's like, Jordan, you really be feeding the mess too. Summer comes upstairs and I'm sorry, Simon comes back upstairs. They're arguing again. Summer goes in to kind of knock on the door and really again wanting to try to um help them work through it. This is bad idea, Summer. And I know she knew it was a bad idea afterward, but somebody should have told her. Summer walks in. Bria's like, get out of my room, get out of my room. I don't want you in here. You want to be on my man. You want my man anyway. And I'm like, how is that your friend when you think she wants your man? I don't understand. Bria starts putting her finger in Summer's face, and Summer then pushes her. Bria, oh my God, why does everybody feel like they can put their hands on me? Because you try, people. And it gets to a point where it's like, I don't know how to make you shut up without punching the shit out of you. So that's what happens with you, Bria. That's what you do. You're like that yippy dog that just need to get knocked out, just kicked every once in a good moon, so you can know your place and shut up. Because you be doing entirely too much. I know, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Summer should have never put her hands on her. But I understand why Bria put you, she take you there. She takes you there. That's the difference between an adult and a child. You work through your feelings and you keep your hands to yourself. Period. Summer was wrong. But I see why she got there. Okay? So they're breaking everyone up. Whole commotion going on. Producers are getting involved. It's a mess. It's a mess. Bria's calling her mom, yelling, and her mom is trying to her mom is saying, don't embarrass this man, taking Simon's side. And she's like, oh my God, I don't understand. He's embarrassing me, Mom. Now, mind you, throughout the night, Simon has been doing all of Simon things. White boy wasted. He getting on the table. But sis, I don't understand how he's embarrassing you when you were literally doing the exact same thing Simon was doing. So you jumped up on the table and started moving your flapjack, right? Moving your flapjack. Simon decided to get up. He jump up and start moving his flapjack, and it's just pancakes flapping everywhere. And it's not even flapping. They just sitting there. Pancake just waving in the wind. And it's like y'all both are doing the exact same thing. So I don't understand how he's embarrassing you when you're doing the exact same thing that Simon was doing. Matter of fact, you kind of gave him permission to do it as well. Like, he just having a good time. So how is he embarrassing you, and why does he need to stop doing all this? I don't get it, Bria. So all this commotion is going on. Jasmine is sitting in her bed eating her chicken wings. Silas is obviously laying next to her, and he says, you need to go check on your friend. You need to go check on your friend. Silas, don't tell that girl don't tell that girl nothing. Don't tell her nothing about being a friend. Don't tell her how to stop. Jasmine says, I'm not doing that. Jasmine did the right thing. Minded her business, stayed out of it, because Bria is a hurricane. You get involved in it and you get sucked in and destroyed. Okay? So Jasmine was like, no, I'm not about to get involved, and I don't give a good goddamn what you're talking about. You can shut up. I really don't give a damn what you're talking about, right? That's literally what she said. And I was like, tell him, Jasmine, because I'm sick and tired of his ass. He says, oh, you're not talking to your husband like that. You're not talking to your husband like that. Sir, you have disrespected her on way more occasions. Way more occasions. And much more severe. She just told you shut the hell up. She don't want to hear what the hell you got to say. And that, again, is disrespectful, but not as disrespectful as the bullshit that you've been doing this entire time. And we have it on video. Okay? So again, he going, oh, is that how you talking to me? You're not talking to me. We'll talk about this in the morning. She was like, we can talk about it now. I got time today. I was like, I know that's right, Jasmine. Please, 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 okay? And swiftly leave him. I don't like to tell women to leave their husbands, but girl, actually, I might not say leave him. You need to get a job. You need to get a job and you need to start contributing. You're not gonna be able to keep doing what you're doing. You're not. So Silas gets up and then he starts to threaten. The way he walked into that bathroom, he said, that coverage, that respectability, that coverage that comes with marriage. I bet you, I promise you, it's gonna change tomorrow. It's gonna change tomorrow. So literally, what he was saying is, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, the food you eat that I remind you that I pay for. Oh, all that gonna change. You gonna live in the street. Basically, is what he was saying to her. And what I find really despicable about it is the fact that he knows that she lived in her car for quite some time. And so that does create a sense sometimes of insecurity because you never want to go back to that place ever again, right? And so you'll do almost next to everything, right? Just to make sure that you don't get back to living in that car again. And so for you, Silas, and your despicable ass to go back and that be the threat, Jasmine, if you want to survive this marriage, lovely, dear love, you gonna need to get you a job and start contributing. You're not gonna be able to keep doing what you're doing now because it's not gonna work in your favor. It's not. Um, Last day, everybody's getting ready to leave, and they're signing the book. And Summer and Bria decide to make up. They're, I guess, gonna be friends. I'm wondering about their relationship because I'm like, okay, are they friends? How long have they known each other? Because Bria Show was talking about her like she want my man, and I don't I you can't be friends with somebody who wants your man or who you think want to be your man, want your man. So anyway, I don't know. Um this show is really good. This show is really good. Show's really good. I would like for it to come back again. The only thing is I don't want it to get like Real Housewives of Atlanta 15 seasons later and it's boring. Do you know what I mean? So I do want it to mix up. I do want to see different cast members at some point, but for season, hopefully they get renewed for season 2. I would, I would be excited to see them, this cast, this crew again. Um, I was gonna say Summer can go, but I don't know. She's needed for the house to keep it kind of like neutral. We can't have a whole lot of people going on, all the usual suspects. We can't have too many of them because it gets hectic. So anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the episode. Give me your perspective. Um, yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care.